Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. What do we got here?
1960 Les Paul Custom.
Oh, nice. So where'd you get this thing?
Got it back when I was touring on the road in the 80s.
Who are you touring with?
I toured with a band called Triumph and another band called Toto.
Back in the hair metal days, huh?
Yep, the hair days. Still got it. Coming to the pawn shop today to try and sell my 1960s Les Paul Custom. This guitar means a lot to me. I did a lot of touring back in the 80s. This has done a lot of memorable shows. But today, I think I'm ready to cash it in.
And you say it's a 1960?
Yeah, 1960 Custom.
This is like, you know, the classic design, man. Les Paul was an incredible individual. I believe he had over 60 patents involving the music industry. And when he aligned with Gibson guitars, he more or less invented the solid body electric guitar. Do you know what was different about this than the normal one?
Yeah, it's got the triple binding on it. They did gold hardware on these. They've got the diamond inlay.
If it really is a 1960, it's worth thousands and thousands of dollars. So why'd you want to sell it?
I just feel that it's time.
It looks pretty beat to hell.
No, it's not beat to hell. It's just been played.
So how much were you looking for?
I'm looking for about $25,000.
I've seen Gibsons from the 60s go for that. I've never once seen one in this shape go for that. And it's really hard to date these things. One of the interesting things about Les Paul guitars is in the 60s, they really screwed up the serial number system, so it's very, very difficult to figure out what year it was made. And the problem is, if you don't know what you're doing, you can buy a 1969 Les Paul and think you bought a 1962 Les Paul. And if you do that, you just cost yourself thousands of dollars. If I'm gonna drop this kind of cash, I'm gonna have someone check the guitar out for me.
Okay.
Is that cool with you?
Absolutely.
Sounds like a plan, huh?
Great, thanks.
Well, you know how it is. Les Pauls can be worth $400,000. They can be worth $1,000. So,
that's true. This is a very cool guitar. It's a good one. Tell it's got a good weight. It's not too heavy. Some of these get a little heavy. It's got some wear on it, but that's just character. I've seen Les Pauls go up to about 450 grand on the open market. So in order for me to figure out if this is a real 1960 Les Paul Custom, I'm really gonna have to take a good look at it. When you look at a Les Paul, there's a couple things you wanna look at. Most people are often confused because some of these serial numbers overlap each other.
okay.
And you'll have a serial number that dates the guitar at 60, and sometimes it's models that they didn't even make in the 60s.
Okay.
It's got a two-piece body. Gibson did that for quite a while. You can see it start to separate a little bit there. Totally normal. And you've got these style tuning machines. They're tarnished, but those are actually original to the guitar. And then you've got the Gibson witch hat knobs. That's a good indicator of year. All the parts on it are original to the guitar, that's for sure. That's the good news. Bad news is, I'm pretty sure that this isn't a 1960.
Wow.
I think actually what you've got here is probably a 70 to 74.
Okay, what was the dead giveaway?
Dead giveaway for me is the two-piece body. They didn't start this until late 1969.
Okay.
So right there,
So if I ever see
1960 would have been one piece of wood. You've got the bump, the volute. They didn't start that till about 1970. If it was a 60, it'd be flat.
So how much do you think it's worth?
Well, being the 70s, you know, in this condition, probably right around the 3 range. Probably right around 3 grand.
The moment that they said it wasn't a 1960 Les Paul, my stomach kind of dropped a little bit. It kind of hit me pretty hard. Took a while to sink in.
Thanks for coming by, Justin.
No problem, man. It's still a great guitar.
Even though this isn't a 1960 Gibson Les Paul, it's a 1974 Gibson Les Paul, which is still a great guitar, and I'd love to have it. Well, not exactly the $400,000 we thought, huh?
No.
Hey, I'm still interested in it, though. It's still a really cool guitar.
Well, I think I'm going to keep it.
I'd really like to give you $2 grand for it. You sure you don't want to sell it to me?
I think it's going to go back on the road with me.
Okay, sorry we couldn't do business. Sorry it wasn't worth a lot of money.
It's all right. Thanks. We tried.
Okay. Have a good one, man.
I'm really disappointed that it wasn't a 1960 guitar. Sentimentally, it's worth way more than $3,000 to me, and it's going to have to climb way up in price for me to be able to part with the guitar.